Hey, it is your buddy Peace and Harmony with you here today. We are going to focus in on a very important topic and zoom in into really what is healthy narcissism. We had an interesting comment from a viewer that felt that, she almost felt like that healing required her to be a narcissist or become like the people who were abusive to her. And that is very much not the case. And I thought that was an interesting observation because really part of the healing work is coming into a healthy sense of narcissism for yourself. And a healthy sort of narcissism is really coming into a security within yourself and a validation within yourself. And furthermore, surrounding yourself with people who validate the healthy and real, authentic part of you, and you're able to interact and engage at that level versus surrounding yourself with people who validate and remind you and reinforce a negative or inferior, erroneous definition or self-assessment of you. Because the narcissist makes their way in the world through dysfunction. They capitalize on other feeling less than, or for example, exploiting them. And oftentimes it's to their destruction and not to their benefit. And so, a sense of healthy narcissism might be, for example, a positive actor or actress, someone who is, playing a role, but there's a richness, there's a depth of character, there's a personality, and you've learned a lesson, and you're feeling that you relate and resonate to that. And it kind of brings you out of yourself a little bit, but it helps you grow as a person. And you're growing in kind of a positive self-validation. And so it's bringing out a positive part of you. That would be, kind of healthy narcissistic needs where you're feeling like you've got that positive sense of self and then publicly, but then positive sense of self internally as well. Now, the problem with the narcissist is that they need to negate and they need to push down others. They need to dominate others in a sort of negative assessment or minimizing sort of way in order to prop themselves up. So, as I've stated before, they need to dim others' light for theirs to be brighter. They're not comfortable with honoring and getting to know other people and different types of light. You might have different qualities, you might have different feelings, you might have different viewpoints that are worth engaging and discussing with, but yet the narcissist wants to shut it down and say that's stupid, that doesn't make any sense. They don't want to give any credit where credit is due, or if they do, it's only slight. So oftentimes people get caught up and twisted in the knot of wanting a positive validation from these narcissistic people who are never going to give it. You're looking for blood from a stone. You're looking for blood from a turnip, whatever that statement is. You need to let that go because you're not ever gonna realize that with this type of person. There's just a personality clash. In fact, oftentimes, you're triggering each other, and it becomes, you're trying to get something from them, and they're trying not to give you something. So it becomes just this insidious, vicious cycle. And so, healthy narcissism is having a positive sense of self and being able to surround yourself with others who can validate you for who you are in a positive manner, who can give you credit where credit is due and is not threatened by your accomplishments, who can give you the acknowledgement, who can give you the feedback, who can allow you in your own time frame to be who you are and be supportive and nurturing and acknowledging of who you are. So that's healthy narcissism. To feel good about yourself, to feel that, you can take care of your needs and not feel selfish, that it's okay to smile and it's okay to have kind of a sense of real ego, which is a congruency between who you really are and what you're portraying to the world versus this, unhealthy ego or what becomes codependence, which is, again, it's also a need to be like a martyr and over-obligate to others and not give to yourself at the same time. So that can become a very unhealthy lifestyle because eventually people will be underemployed. They'll not have fulfilling relationships. They will not being able to really kind of develop in their life. They'll become very dysfunctional. They'll become very unhappy, and it'll just lead to despair and desperation. And then they try to love out of desperation. And that's where you see people throwing at each other, or doing crazy things, just blowing up. I mean, it's an unhealthy sort of release when they're coming from that negative lack of narcissistic health. So you need to have a positive sense of self and bring that in, and then just really know, if you encounter a narcissist, how to not engage with them. You just don't engage. If it's part of your mindset that you need to, engage with all sorts of bad, unhealthy people, and you're hanging around in circles where you're listening to music, watching, stuff that is unhealthy, leading this unhealthy lifestyle, and it's very destructive, then it's time for you to say, I've had enough. I'm so done with that, and to let that go and let that be bygone. And furthermore, just grow out of it. I think that's really part of the challenge in becoming having healthy narcissistic needs. And it's not becoming a narcissist. It's not becoming exploitative of others. It's coming into the humbleness, and coming into the humility, and coming into kind of a positive feeling that you are okay. There's nothing inherently flawed with you, that you're magnificent, really who you are. And once you begin to resonate with that and then live from that positive feeling, you'll then be able to make a more positive contribution to others and not feel like you're losing yourself. You're like, okay, this is me, this is who I am, and this part of me is actually eternal and authentic and genuine. And even though I need to rest, I need to become a recluse, I need to retreat and recharge myself, and furthermore do that inner work and recharge myself, there's nothing wrong with that. It's healthy, and I can live a life of balance, and furthermore surround myself with others who can validate that positive part of me, and then it's okay for me to grow, and I'm not a threat to them, and they're not a threat to me. And then you begin to evolve along that level. And really, that's what a healthy narcissistic lifestyle is. So oftentimes as people, they need to begin to set foot on that path, and then continue on a consistent basis, and keep it simple, and kind of keep your eye on that vision, and be more programmed by the future and who you want to be, and that positive design of your life, positive blueprint for your life, and kind of set that up, and then keep that going in that direction, so that you actually go and continue and work in that direction, and let go the other sort of negative, toxic lifestyle and that direction that was created with a narcissistic circle of people or individual. It's Peace and Harmony with you here today. I hope these videos do help. Please share, please subscribe for more great tools, videos, discussion, and your support.